Hi, this is Mrs. Sebastian, and we're going to look at solutions to linear equations on Study Island in Mrs. Tennessee State Standard 8 EEC7. So, the Millers are comparing babysitting services for their two children. The babysitter's block charges a flat rate of $15 an hour per child plus an initial fee of $25 per household. Super Sitters charges a flat rate of $20 an hour per child. For blank hours of service, both babysitting services would cost the same. So we've got 15 hours or $15 an hour plus $25. And we need to know when they are equal. And Super Sitters has a flat rate of $20 an hour. So we've got to solve this and simplify. So I want to get rid of this 15x on the left side because I want to get all my x's on the right. So I'm going to draw my line down the middle so that I know that when I subtract it from over here, 15x minus 15x gives me a zero pair. That forms 0, and I'm just left with 25. But what I do to one side, you have to do to the other. So 20 minus 15 gives me 5x. Then I've got 5x equals 25. So to undo the 5 that's multiplied by x, I need to divide it. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. So this tells me for 5 hours of service, both babysitting services would cost the same. Which of the following best describes the solution to the equation below? So what I need to do is solve it. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply the 1/2 times all of the things in the parentheses. So 1/2 times 8x. 1/2 times 8 is 4. The x just hangs around. 1/2 times negative 7 is negative 3.5. Okay. And I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides to get it simplified. That forms a 0 pair. 4x minus 4x, that forms a 0 pair. Does negative 3.5 ever equal 8? No, it does not. So that means there are no real solutions. If you ever get a number is equal to another number and it's not really equal, there are no real solutions. Which of the following describes the solution to the equation below? So the first thing I see is that we need to spread out this 7. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it. Negative 7x minus 9 equals 28x. 7 times 5, that's 35. X, and negative 7 times negative 9 is positive 63. So I'm going to combine like terms. So 28x minus 35x, that is negative 7x plus 63. And I'm going to add 7x to both sides. So over here it forms a 0 pair. Over here it forms a 0 pair. And negative 9 does not equal 63. So this would also be no real solutions. Now, I want to show you another example because you may end up getting one that comes out as negative 9 equals negative 9. If you come out with negative 9 equals negative 9 or x equals x, something like that, that means it's infinitely real solutions or infinitely many. Okay, all solutions. So which value of x makes this sentence true? So we're going to solve. We've got 3x minus 1 equals 17. So the first thing I have to do is get rid of the minus 1. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So -1 and +1 make a 0 pair and go away. 17 plus 1 is 18. Now I've got 3 multiplied by x, so now I have to undo that and divide by 3. So 18 divided by 3 does give me 6. So your answer would be x equals 6. Which value of x makes this sentence true? Okay, so we're going to take the x, the 4x, and subtract it to get the x's on one side. So 4x minus 4x forms a 0 pair. 9x minus 4x gives us 5x, and we're only left with 10 on the right side. So now we're going to divide both sides by 5. 10 divided by 5 does give me 2. So my answer would be x equals 2. Okay, now we're going to sort these by infinitely many, no real solution, or one real solution. So we're going to have to solve all of these different problems. So let's look at these two. Okay, so let's look at this one first. We're going to spread out the 5, and we get 5x plus 5 times 12 is 60. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And I end up with 60 equals 7. Well, 60 cannot equal 7, so these are no real solutions. Okay, so I've used that one now. So that would mean this one has to be infinite. Okay, let's see why. So when I pass out this 2, I get 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 2 is 4. Notice that on both sides of this, you have the exact same thing. So no matter what number I put in here, it will always equal the exact same number. Okay, so I've used both of those now. So now I can go up to the top and solve these. So I'm going to look at the first one, and I see that I can combine 11 and 4. 11 and 4 is 15. Minus 2x equals 8 plus 5x. I'm going to add the 2x over here. So I'm left with 15 equals 8 plus 7x. Subtract 8, and 7 is equal to 7x. So that tells me x equals 1. So this one has one solution. So it would go in this column. Okay, now I'm going to look at the next one. So I'm going to hand out the 4. So 8x plus 4 equals 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 1 is 4. This one has the exact same number on the left as it does on the right, which makes it an infinite number of solutions. Okay, now let's look at 3x minus 10 equals 4x minus 13. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And I'm left with x minus 13 equals 10. I'm going to add 13 to both sides. And you do get x equals 23. So this one is one solution. And then the last one, I've got 3x minus x. That gives us 2x. I've got 2x on both sides, so I'm going to subtract it. That goes away, and I'm left with 5 equals 7, which cannot happen. So this one does go to no real solutions. Which statement represents the simplified form of the equation and correctly describes the solution? So let's go ahead and spread the wealth. Okay, so 1/2 times 4 is 2. 1/2 times 2 is 1. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1/2 is 1. Because these two are the exact same, if I subtract 2x from both sides, I do get 1 equals 1. And that means infinitely many solutions, or infinitely real solutions. Which of the following equations has exactly one real solution? So A, I've got 4x. Let's simplify by subtracting 4x on both sides. I end up with 14 equals negative 18. Nope, not going to work. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 14 is 126. They're the exact same on both sides, so that one can't work. That's infinitely many. This one had none. Okay, then we've got, oh, look down here on the bottom. 9x plus 14 equals 9x plus 14. Well, we know that can't work. That's infinite because they're the exact same on both sides. And let's check the last one, letter C. You subtract 4x from both sides. You get 13x. And go ahead and add 18. And you do get x equals 2. So C would be your answer there. Which value of x makes this equation true? So the first thing I'm going to do is spread the wealth. Spread out that 4. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Okay, I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So here it forms that zero pair, and you're just left with 26. 4x plus 2x is 6x. Then I've got minus 16 I need to get rid of. So I'm going to add 16. And I do get 42. And then divide both sides by 6. And I do get 7. So D is your answer. Which value of x makes this sentence true? So I'm going to spread it out. 1/6 times each thing inside the parentheses. So 1/6 x minus 1/6 times 18 is 3. So now I'm going to add the 3 to both sides. So I've got 3 and 5/6, and I'm going to come up here because we're dealing with fractions and change this to an improper fraction. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 5 is 23. And I'm going to leave it over the same denominator. So 1/6 x equals 23 over 6. So the way we get rid of the denominator, or divided by 6, is multiply by 6. So over here, you're just left with x, multiply by 6, and we are left with 23. Another way you could do this, if you see there's a 1/6 here, you can multiply the entire equation by 6. And that would have given you x minus 18 equals 5. And you could have solved it the same way. Okay, so both of those could work.